Hello friends, welcome to my channel SushantChessWise. Today we are at the next topic, that is unusual combinations we are dealing with, and we are going to enter the second lesson of this topic. Gradually I will make the lessons more and more difficult, but since this is for beginners, I am trying to cover mating patterns, although they are not very typical ones, but they are very interesting and very useful, I suppose. Let's get started with the positions. We have got three cases today. This is the first one in front of you with white to play. What would you do as white? To try to calculate the moves, try to find the answer, and then try to match with my analysis. See a look at the position and you will know that there are one, two, three attackers straight away near the black king. This pawn plays an important role in supporting the knight. So very obvious candidate moves we can have here. Knight h5, one opening the trying to open the king. Second is c knight e8 check, and third is the move q h6 check. This is how we should look at the candidate moves. The checks should not be missed, especially whenever dealing with an attack over the king. Like more attackers on the king, three or more attackers over the king means there are heavy chances of mate. That is how we can distinguish between a checkmating position and a position where we look to do a gain of material. So here see, after knight h5, nothing much happens. See, firstly it's not forced to take the knight, and moreover after taking the knight, rook g3, kh7, queen check, kh8, there are no more checks. After the move knight e8, nothing different, just rook takes, queen f6 check, king g8. See, again no more checks, no breakthroughs in the position, and black is doing well. So white of course thought of the move qh6. See, many students, many players, they easily think of the move qh6. The place where they get stuck is after, do try to imagine, see, queen h6, king h6, rook h3 check, king g5. Here is where they find it difficult to exploit this king placing. Okay, let's see that. We should try to imagine that position and try to find moves over there. So see, queen h6 check, kh6, rook h3 check. Of course, kg7 loses on the spot to rook h7. So king g5 forced. And what would you do here? See, this is what we should have in our minds board. And see, you see, the king is running over from the squares f5 and f4. So see, no knight h7 check, because just see, king will escape from f5. Same happens to knight e4 check also. The king will simply come to f5, attack e5 and e4 both. So here white finds the stunning move rook f1. See, usually these kind of patterns are hard to figure out because we generally try to force things only, especially when we are giving a huge sacrifice. We have given up a queen here. Now see, this is a typical pattern. We made a waiting move, and what we did, we created two threats. This is called the mating net. Now see, after bc6 we have knight h7 mate. This was our first threat, and after the move rook h8 2, there was just knight e4. This was our threat 2, and there was no defense to both of them. So white won the game this way. Let's go to the second one. This is our second position, very interesting one, superb pattern. Do try to remember these patterns, they will be very useful. Again this time see, four attackers, the rook, queen and the deadly bishops. See, both bishops raking over the diagonals, and see what moves come to our mind. Same, using check capture attack, we want either rook g7, okay, or we want bishop into f6 destroying the knight, or we have the candidate rook h6. To try to look at these and try to figure out which is going to work well. So what we notice here, after rook g7, see, nothing much, just queen takes, and after bf5 king h8, it's just a no check position. After the move bf6 also, nothing much changes, just knight takes, g7 is well guarded. After rook h6, gh3, no more checks, bf5 will allow just the king to go to h8. King is safe on h8 basically in these lines. So white notices that this bishop plays a very important role. This knight is blocking it. So comes see, rook h6 check. Move in itself is not very difficult, but the line missed by many people is gh. Here they are not able to work out what to do. So after king h6 we will see queen g5 check, kh7, queen check. If king goes to g6, see f5 mates. This is another stunning idea. And after knight h5, of course, queen h5 mates. So after gh, what would you do as white? I hope you must have figured out by now that this knight is blocking the whole diagonal. So white plays the stunning move qg8. See, two ideas at once. Firstly, forcing the knight to move from f6, and secondly, see, decoying this place, snatching away from the black king. And now come see the stunning move, bishop f5 checkmate. See this bishop's power. Both bishops are very dangerous. These patterns are worth remembering. Let's go to our third and the last position for today. So this position is somewhat difficult as compared to the previous two. Again we see so many pieces, queen, knight and the rook, which is ready to join from c h5, and the g3 knight ready to jump to f5 or h5. A look and you know that the knight on f6 defends the mate on h7. This much initial information is what we should try to draw quickly and then see what we can do about it. So here c comes again, 3 or 4 candidate moves. We can try to destroy or deflect the knight in various ways. C first comes, c1 is knight e6 threatening g7. Second is c rook f5 trying to destroy the f6 knight, and c then mate on h7. There is the move rook e6 as well with similar idea. Let's look at them one by one. So after knight e6 fe, it looks like see queen g6, king h8, knight h5. Things look very good, but black just has rook g8 when after queen h6, knight h7. See, nothing much is happening. There is threat on the g2 square as well. After the move rook f5, see, we can do just queen c6 threatening mate on this g2 square, and the game is just prolonged. More sensible looks rook e6, where see after fe, there is indeed a deadly threat. Queen g6, king h8, knight h5. It looks like it's game over, because see rook g8 will just allow either an f7 mate or queen h6 followed by mates. But here too, after rook e6, black would have played just see queen e6, knight e6, fe6, and after qg6, king h8, nh5. There is no forced mate. Thus, white found the stunning move see nh5. Another way to deflect the knight. Instantly there are two threats. First is see mate in 1 with qg7, and other is first destroy the knight and then go see qh7 mate. So now black is compelled to take it with the pawn. If nh5, of course, qh7 mates. So pawn takes knight, and here comes the stunning move knight e6. See, this was the whole point. The rook's path to g5 was clear. And see, this time queen e6 has no meaning because just rook g5 mates. And the main point is that after fe, many people look at this line but they reject because king is escaping from f7. But see, after rook g5 check, kf7, qg6 mates because of his own pawn on the e6 square, and white finished the game swiftly. See, all these positions are not very difficult. That is why I have mentioned that they are mainly for beginners, but these ideas are worth knowing. Beginners should find them really useful, and it's worth trying to grasp the basic skeleton position. So I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your time.